morning and welcome to another episode of the Power Half Hour Unstoppable Business Owner. And I am your host for this evening, Dorothy Odell. First of all, we're going to start the show off with one of our amazing sponsors. Are you tired of feeling stuck in your career or your business? Are you ready to unlock your full potential and accomplish your goals with compounding growth so that you can live the life like it's a walk on the beach? Then listen up. Because today's live cast is sponsored by the Left Foot Coach, an innovative entrepreneurial venture partner that will take your income and self-expression to the next level. With its established 5-pillar methodology, the Left Foot Coach can help you build a solid foundation for success and expand your full potential. As a venture growth coach, the Left Foot Coach is dedicated to partnering with you and your established business to help you grow your income and achieve your goals. Whether you're an entrepreneur or a professional looking to take your career to the next level, the Left Foot Coach can provide you with all the support and guidance and resources that you need to succeed. Trust me, as a client who's experienced his growth interventions already, you won't regret it. So I highly encourage you to go take your 30-minute free consultation today and definitely see how Christian can help you over at the Left Foot Coach. And to do that, you just go to the link that I put in the comments here. And so thank you. Next, I have the distinct pleasure of bringing Tina Brigley to the show. Welcome. I'm so excited. This is like the Queen of Windsor right here, folks. And it's really, I am so stoked because not only is she from my hometown, but this woman kicks ass in everything that she does. So I just wanted to say I am super excited to have you on the show today.
Thank you, Dorothy. Oh my gosh. You are so awesome yourself. I have been watching you, following you for years, and we've been friends. So thank you, thank you.
Absolutely. Okay, so for those people like my friend Brenda here that's joining us. Hey, Brenda, welcome. Can you tell us a little bit about what you do? Because I know you're more than just a badass. So let's hear how bad of a badass you really are.
Well, Dorothy, I am a leadership coach, and I really want to unleash, unlock, and help women be unstoppable in their confidence. I've worked with some men in the past, but I'm really drawn to women who feel a sense of like they're constrained. They're constrained by a lot of people lately have been saying to me, I just feel like I'm bumping up against this glass ceiling and I don't know how to break through, and I don't even know what's in my way, but I just want to get through it. So I really do just help people unleash themselves so that they can live the life that they want to live.
Right. I love that. And when you had said in your bio, go from wallflower to badass, and I'm thinking, damn, that was me in high school. Never went to any of those dances because why would you? And put yourself through that. And I love that you said that, giving women confidence to get to the next level.
Well, I've been noticing this pattern that shows up with women, especially lately after the pandemic. We kind of got stuck in the house, in our jogging pants and our sweatsuits. And then now the world has opened up, but we've developed such habits of just staying home and being homebodies. And so that's why I say wallflowers, because people that were extraordinary, getting out there, unleashed, confident, they're like, I don't know what happened to me. I just don't even want to leave the house anymore. I'm like, girl, I know you got it in you. Come on, let's bring her back out.
That's so funny you said that, because I was one of those ones that, I was out networking all the time, and then the pandemic hit, like you said, and it's just like, oh, dude, I can do everything in the comfort of my home on Zoom. I have an amazing dress shirt on, but you don't know what's on underneath that. I do have pants on, ladies and gentlemen. It is capris tonight. I'm fully dressed because I knew Tina would show up fully dressed like she does. And so, I had to bring my A game.
I am wearing, though, my Birkenstocks. Or my Uggs.
Your Uggs. I love that. Well, I noticed you wore like the heels at the networking event last time, so I'm like, whatever.
I actually live in heels. I don't wear them downstairs in my office to work, but I mean, you'll rarely see me out without wearing heels, either heel shoes or heel boots. But I don't know. I'm a heel girl. I love heels until I can't. Some days my feet are screaming, but for now, it works for me. So I'm going to just keep wearing them.
Awesome. Now, when I first met you, you were in the fitness, you were a fitness coach back then. Because I know that one of our mutual friends, she was a client of yours, and she's like, you got to meet this woman, this Tina. And you guys went to the gala. I think it was the T2B gala or something like that. And she was all stoked. So that's how I originally met you. And so from fitness coaching, I guess, but bringing confidence in fitness to what you're doing today, I mean, I guess the only difference is, putting them on a meal plan or something like that. But tell us the transition from fitness coach to what you do today.
Yeah, actually, I was considered a health coach. I got my training through the Health Coach Institute, and people thought I was a fitness coach because I was in really great shape. But I didn't actually help with meal plans. I didn't do fitness training. I did mindset. And I have this belief that I think because I struggled with body image dysmorphia most of my life, and I was a yo-yo dieter. And even when I was like a size 0, I would look in the mirror and all I could see was fat, really. And I had such a hatred towards myself. I didn't love myself. And I thought every time that if I lost the weight, I would love myself more. But even when I lost the weight, I still looked at that same person, with it was kind of like hatred, self-hatred. And I hate to admit that, but it was true. And so when I did my training to be a health coach, I had to go through my own personal development journey. And I realized the weight was never an issue. It was a symptom of an underlying issue. And so I really got to discover, like, what is that future version of myself? What does she look like? How does she feel in her own skin? And I got to really let go of the past, really unleash my own personal power. And then I got to change my relationship with food and stop using it to stuff my emotions or to deprive myself, because I would do that too, right? So I was really a health coach, but it was way more than that. It was just about being really solid in who I am, a self-love coach, I should have called it. But at the end of the day, isn't it all, everything that we're doing is to help others and help ourselves really deeply love ourselves, respect, embody who we are, all of us, the good, the bad, the ugly. So my transition, it really unfolded because of my own personal journey. What I didn't know at the time is I was just sharing my life, sharing my story, sharing my breakthroughs, sharing where I was at, my business, my health. And when I was doing that, people were coming to me saying, man, I want that too. Can you help me get that? I'm like, yeah, sure. And so it started evolving where people were like, I don't want to lose weight, but I want to change my relationship with food, with my husband. I was like doing relationship coaching. I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. I'm not a relationship coach, but you got back together with your husband. You can help me too. Right. So I'm always evolving, and I feel like my title is evolving, but who I am and what I stand for has always stayed the same.
Well, it kind of sounds like it's still confidence. It's no matter what. It's the from your speaking, it's a thread of confidence underlying everything. And you're right. If women I know when I was 50 pounds lighter, that my confidence was a lot higher than it has been lately. And especially when I was 80 pounds heavier, because that had happened, and my confidence is definitely better now than it was back then. But I think for women, that is a huge thing, like confidence. And when I heard you share your story at it was at one of the wineries, and you had the audience in the palm of your hand, and you were like just talking about how you portrayed yourself, but we didn't really know till the end that it was you that you were talking about, right? Because you said this friend of yours, and I'll never forget that night. I still remember it. That was almost 4 years ago, and the way that you had spun that, it's no wonder why women are lined up to work with you. Because I mean, just hearing that and the way that you spoke about your best friend being you and crossing that corner. I mean, honestly, I couldn't think of a more powerful coach than yourself, because you've been through it.
Thank you. Yeah. I remember that day when I was asked to be a speaker at that tribe event. And I kind of ruminated about what I wanted to talk about and what value I wanted to give. And I really thought, like, where am I at right now in my journey? What did I discover for myself? And I remember it so clearly. I was running on the treadmill and I was listening to Beyonce's song Halo. And there was that, hey, remember those walls I built? Baby, they're coming down. And then it's like, I found my angel now. I remember I was running and I just stopped and I just started crying and crying and crying. And it was like this, it wasn't like tears of sadness or anything. It was like tears of joy. Like I finally found myself. And so I thought, I need to share this, but I want to share it in a way that's so profound. Like I am my best friend right now. I go out for dinner and have dinner with myself. People will say, "Oh, are you here alone?" And I'll say, "No, I'm with myself." "But you're alone." "No, I'm with myself." They think I have two heads. But really, I wanted to embody that real self-love and to use it in a way, I was beating myself up. I'm my best friend, but I was beating my best friend up my whole entire life. And then when I just stopped beating her up, we became this like synergy, the good, the bad, the ugly. And I realized I'm not changing. People don't change. And that's what we don't realize in life. We're always trying to change something or fix something. There's nothing broken. There's nothing wrong. There's nothing to fix. And we're shifting. But I went through, thousands of hours of personal development and training to try and change me, get rid of the insecurities and get rid of this and fix that. And I was like, okay, what would it be like if I could just be with those parts? But instead of them being so loud, like, you're not good enough, you're not smart enough, you're going to fail, that voice is still there, but now she's a little more muted. My best friend gets a little jaded sometimes. She's like, no, don't do that. That doesn't make us feel comfortable. I'm like, girl, it's okay. I got you. So now she's a whisper instead of a loud judge in my ear stopping me.
Right. I love that. And it's funny because I swear you've been reading my mail all week. If you're not inside Tina's Facebook group, you need to be. So we'll get you that information. But seriously, I'm instead of beating myself up for years on what I did do, what I didn't do, how many times have I given up on so many diets and things like that. But what if I just accepted where I am at today, the good, the bad, the ugly, just accepted it all. And it's funny because I made that shift recently, and that's now where everything is falling into line. And I'm just like, okay, I get it. Thank you. Spending decades getting to that point, but
it's so beautiful. And you're not alone, Dorothy, because we have been programmed to believe this. When I exercise, eat well, meditate, take care of myself, then I'll have this amazing body and I'll have more energy, and then I'll be confident and I'll be energized. It's like, okay, but what happens when we don't eat well and we don't exercise, or we fall off track? Then we beat ourselves up. We go into this disempowered state. We've been programmed to believe that. So I said, let's just flip the script. What if we started with, I am confident, I am energized right now. And then I'll do those things that a confident, energized person will do. I'll exercise, I'll eat well, I'll meditate, and then I'll have everything that I want. But it really starts with who we get to be. Because if we're being confident, if I skip an exercise, I'll be like, hey, you know what? I skipped an exercise. Tomorrow's another day. I get to start right now. Or if I don't meditate, or if I'm being confident, okay, so everybody tells me I should be meditating every day. I didn't. That's okay. I'm going to get over that. So we got to flip the script. It's not do, have, and then you'll be. It's be, do, and then you'll have. Period. Yeah.
I love that. And, I've been hearing that for years, and I'm like, how do you just be? Seriously, how do you just be? And I've said that to so many mentors and so many coaches, and I'm like, dude, I don't know what you're drinking, but I don't understand it until I finally got it one day and then started being instead of doing. And then, it switches. And so I love that, that you said that. And welcome. I just want to go to the comments here. Welcome to our friend Mia.
Hi.
Carrie, thank you so much for joining us. flip the switch. Absolutely brilliant. So yeah, well, we got Texas in the house now. That's awesome. Woo-hoo. Uh, so I usually ask my guests, and you kind of went through this in your journey here. What are the three things that you've had to overcome in your business to get to where you're at today?
Oh my gosh, scarcity and lack. That's a big one, because when you are growing a business, when you're an entrepreneur, there's going to be investments you have to make. I don't like to use the word have to, you get to make. And when you're making those investments, sometimes you don't have investments, you got to borrow. But I say, like, how hungry are you for it? Because it's going to take some money. So you got to I had to get over my scarcity and lack. I mean, I grew up in a family that didn't have a lot. I remember going to the food banks with my parents on occasions, and we grew up with, we have needs and we have wants, and you get what you need, but you don't get what you want. So being an entrepreneur, putting out, probably $200,000 in the last 7 years, I don't regret any investment. I made bad investments, bad choices, but I really had to get over the scarcity and lack with investing in myself, because it came back tenfold. The other thing that I really had to overcome is my self-doubts. That judge, the inner child in me that's trying to keep me safe, that loud voice. I had to really learn how to tone her down, like hear her, she's a whisper, but not let her drive in the front seat. Like, she can't drive my car anymore. I had to put her in the back seat. The other thing that I really had to learn is trust and get the right team in place. When you have the right team in place, and you train them to do their job well, and they're really enrolled with your vision, anything is possible, but you can't do it alone. We can for a very short time, but when you start playing a bigger game, you got to be open to bringing people in, making connections, asking for help. That's the other thing that I had to learn. I was like, no, I can figure this out. But in the process of trying to figure it out, like technology, it's like weeks. And I thought, okay, but I'm not doing what I love, which is talking to people, showing up, doing events. So when I'm trying to figure out technology, it's costing me to do that. So I had to really lean in, ask for help, and get the right people. Somebody told me one time, like, hire slow, fire quick. And I don't like to say fire people, but like, you got to make sure that you're energetically aligned too. And that's really, really important to me. Like, my team right now, we're solid. I trust them. I know they have my back and I have their back. And that's been the best. Those are the biggest lessons that I've learned so far in my journey.
I absolutely love that. Now, I know in all on your social media, you said you've been on Forbes, and I know you've done TEDx talks. I love how you made that video about talking how you applied for TEDx. But seriously, like, how did you get into Forbes? Just curious, because everybody wants to know how you get into Forbes magazine.
Yeah, so this is what I want to tell you guys, because I want you to not be so focused on all the hype, because when you have money, you can leverage anybody's community, anybody's network. People know people and will get you into these magazines. And so we worked with a PR company that basically put us in front of the right people, and they did an article on us, and then they helped us grow our social media platforms. But that also was a $30,000 investment. And looking back at it now, it wasn't an organic Instagram strategy. Like, people will look, and I'm going to be really transparent. They'll be like, oh my gosh, you have 148,000 followers. No, I have 148,000 people that jumped on some influencer's bandwagon that doesn't know me, like me, trust me, could care less what I have to say. That's what I have. I have about 2,000 people that know me, like me, trust me, love me. So buyer beware, you guys. I really do want to say that. And I know maybe in this industry, I shouldn't be saying that, but that's the truth. Yeah. You got to trust your gut and your instincts too. So we did get on Forbes. We earned it. We worked our asses off, but we also had connections.
Yeah. And like Carrie said, thank you so much for your honesty, because you see a lot of that on social media, right? And we were talking be a bit behind the scenes where there is a lot of people out there just wanting to get your money and, throwing money at a problem. And I mean, still, I mean, you learned a valuable lesson. You were in Forbes magazine, but you also got, I always say there's no mistakes, there's always lessons. And so, and what was the TED Talk experience like? Because I'm sure that must have been amazing, though, too. Being in front of people and be able to share your story like
Well,
that.
it was so vulnerable because it was real. It was the journey of like the genesis of my identity. I really, in a personal development seminar, I uncovered like how my identity got constructed. And so this was like an evolution of me sharing my story of my breakdowns, my breakthroughs, and how I came to be. And of course, I weaved it in this story where people were like, I was laughing, I was crying, I was angry with you. I didn't know, I took them on this twist and turn. And it's kind of like symbolic of life and what we go through, what we experience in life. And there was so many great speakers. There's so many people that came up to me after and said, I could see my story in your sharing your story. I could see that time when I knew something was wrong and this is what happened. And I remember the time when I felt all alone and this is what happened. And people were having breakthroughs in their seats and coming up to me and saying, thank you. This is what I saw for myself. This is what I learned. And that's how I operate. I like to have people discover things for themselves because I know if I give you information's great, but it leaves your head almost as soon as you leave the door. But if you see something about yourself, you can't unsee that. It stays with you forever. So I really like giving people that experience of like, look inside because you have everything that you need on the inside. You're just sometimes like not looking for the right things,
Right.
that are keeping you stuck in your blind spots. So
I
it
love
was
that.
powerful. I loved it. I was scared shitless, but
I can just imagine. That's one of the things that I want. It's on my bucket list to do. And so I love that you were able to do that. And like you said, you are such an amazing storyteller. But it's all life lessons. But you really do help people by sharing that story. And a lot of people are so vulnerable, like they don't want to get vulnerable with people, but that is what a good coach does. A good coach gets vulnerable, gets in your face, holds you accountable, because they know what it's like once you get to the other side. Like you're at the other side, and a lot of the things that people are struggling with right now, and confidence being one of them, right? And you're a badass, so why not go to a badass to gain that confidence?
Yeah, I say to people, and they think it's hilarious. I say, listen, you have all the confidence you're ever going to have right now. They're like, what? If you think you don't have any, that could make you go through this like, what? But I don't have any. Yes, you do. We all do. It's competence that we're missing. It's like when you apply action, you become competent at something and then you feel confident. Confidence, people are like, but I don't feel confident. Okay, great. It's okay. Don't feel, but you are confident because you could say that right now. And the more you practice and practice and practice, my first time doing a Facebook Live, I had sticky notes everywhere. And I didn't go live for 7 times. I pre-recorded and then I went live and I read my notes. And people are like, you're so confident. I'm like, yeah, that's because for 7 years, at least 3 times a week, I've been doing videos. You know what it looks like to do videos 3 times a week for 7 years? Do the math. It's a lot. It wasn't like that in the beginning, but I practiced and practiced and practiced until I got competent. And then I became confident. And I say, it's just practice. It's just action.
Right. Absolutely. And so what is the next steps for your coaching? Because I know you don't stay the same. I know that you always like to evolve and add different things. And so first of all, I know right now you're doing one-on-one. Are you still taking on more clients for your one-on-one, or are you switching to group?
So I'm launching a group coaching program in July. I'm full right now for my one-on-one coaching.
That's a
I
good
have
problem to have.
Yeah, I have a few spots coming up in a couple weeks because I have some clients going, but I'm really focusing on speaking and workshops, going into organizations, doing some leadership training with personality style flexing, really training people on not just being confident, but how to take your confidence and start playing team. To really start showing up for each other. So that's kind of where I see myself going. I have some partnerships coming where I'm going to be doing some things out in the community, and I'm excited about that. So that's why I don't want to take on too many one-on-one clients because, yeah, I just see myself being on more stages and making a bigger impact in organizations. So, but my confidence program is like, I love it. I was laughing the other day because I said, I had this vision of I don't even have a dog, but taking a dog to the dog park. And I was like, okay, so what happens? You go to the dog park, the dog is like, I can't wait. Then he's usually chained, and you unlock the chain, you unleash them, and then they run around and they're just like unstoppable, running, running, running. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is hilarious. I have a program that's called Unlock Your Desires. Then the second program is Unleash Your Confidence. And the next one is Breakthrough to Unstoppable Confidence. I was like, oh my gosh, it's like I'm turning women who are excited about like getting to the next level, and I'm unleashing them. Like, not that we're like dogs, but hey, there's nothing wrong, there's nothing broken, nothing needs to be fixed. But don't we all deserve to like live our best, most confident lives and walk into a room like God sent us?
Absolutely. And it's funny, even before the pandemic, I've been saying a lot of us are alive, but walking the streets dead inside. Like, and you could see it. You could see it in people. And since the pandemic, it's gotten even worse. And people are so sick of their jobs, being inside the 9 to 5. They know that there's more to life. Like through the pandemic, we lost so many people. And things like that. And life changed because we knew that we want to go back to making what matters a priority. And work is not a priority. Well, in my opinion, it's not a priority. My family's my priority. So, how can we still be who we need to be for our family, but still bring in the bacon, right? So I think a lot of people are questioning that now, and now this is the time for your program for sure.
Yeah, it's golden handcuffs.
Yes.
Like this work, the pension, it's soul sucking. I can't stand it. But again, we've been programmed to say, well, you got to stay. And I know I was an educator for 14 years. And when I quit to follow my dream and passion, you were like, why would you quit $100,000 a job with the best pension in the country, benefits, stability? Why would you do that? Like, because I didn't want to keep the golden handcuffs on, wishing my life away. It's just like, no, I got to break free. I got to do something different, but this cannot be my life every day for the next 25 years. I said, I was just like dying inside. And I think I just had that entrepreneurial spirit the whole time, but I don't even know where it came from because none of my family are entrepreneurs. Like they're, employee mindset, go to work, get paid very little, work your ass off to retire with a very little pension, pretty much live in poverty your whole life. And that's just the way it goes. I'm like, is there another way? I want to find it if there is, because this isn't my life. This is my life is going down.
Girlfriend, like I swear, like I said, you've been reading my mail. That was my parents. Like, well, why would you want to be an entrepreneur? I'm the only one in my family. No, not true. My grandfather, my dad's father, had a printing business in his basement in Kingsville. The government knew about it. It was legal, but it was legal. But him and I are the only ones that wanted to go for it. And my brother's like, well, what about your pension? I'm like, seriously, how much is in your pension right now? And that's with the way the economy is. Like, I don't even want to look at it, my RSP statements, because and so this is my retirement. Like, this is getting And I know when I used to work at Leisure Trailer Sales, I know this gentleman that was a teacher, just bought him and his wife bought a Winnebago. He finally retired after 30 years. I
Oh,
don't even think, Tina, he was retired for 2 years and dead.
I know. I hear that all the time. I really do.
I was just like,
Like people run, 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 the rat race, the hamster wheel, they run and they get off, and then it's like
yeah,
they have a heart attack. They've been running for so long on adrenaline and fight or flight mode that when they actually stop, I think it shocks their system to just slow down.
yeah, exactly.
Slow down now,
So
people. Don't wait for the heart attack. Don't wait for chronic illness. Okay. You can have everything right now.
that's right. That is right. Absolutely. So, Tina, where's the best place that you would like people to go to sign up for your programs? Because I know that it's needed, and I know that it helps people, and I know that it builds confidence just even looking at the stuff. Because I mean, your content's absolutely amazing. So, where's the best place that you would like them to go to?
My website, tinabrigley.com, is probably the best way to, see what we have to offer. We have programs that are $29 all the way up to $30,000. So we have something for everybody, wherever you are in your personal development journey, whether you just want to unlock your desires or unleash your confidence, if you want to break through to be completely unstoppable and have it all work in your life and everything in between, we got it for you. And, thank you, Dorothy, for having me on your show.
Absolutely. This has been a pleasure. I'm glad we finally got to make this happen. It's only been 2 years in the making. Well, that's okay.
Longer
I,
now, probably pre-pandemic.
oh yeah. Yeah, that's true. That is true. Okay, maybe 10 years 5 years in the making.
5 years for sure.
5 years in the making. Well, I've only had the show technically for 2.5, but we've been
Oh,
friends for longer than
yeah.
that. I just want to thank our guests that have been in the comments. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much, Tina. I just got one last shout out. If anybody is interested in golf, we are having the second annual Don Grimm Memorial Classic in my dad's honor, August 19th, out at the Tilbury Golf Course. $100 gets you 18 holes with your cart and a steak dinner afterwards. And I promise you'll have fun. You will have I'll be there, so that's definitely would be fun. But more importantly, the monies raised will be going to the Chatham Kent Cancer Support Group, and so it's an amazing group. So if you're interested in either golfing or being a sponsor, please connect with me today. So thank you for that. And if you love to golf or hate it like I do, but it's just out there to have fun, come out, join the fun. I think Melissa's going to see as Faith wants to go for a date that night out there. So
I can take photos. I can be a photographer. I don't golf. I don't even have golf clubs, but I'll support somehow.
Oh, girlfriend, we've got golf clubs. We can get you out there.
Okay, yeah. I'll put a foursome together with Melissa and Faith then. If you got golf clubs for me, I'm in.
Okay, I'll give you mine because I'll be running everywhere.
Okay.
I won't be golfing. I'm sure.
This should be hilarious.
This should be hilarious.
God help us.
Exactly. God help us all. Anyways, be unstoppable in all that you do, guys, and we'll see you same time, same channel next week. Bye for now.